Your garden is looking great, and some of the trees here. I know we're going through winter, but the trees are just looking absolutely splendid.
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Okay, I'm pretty excited because when we first came here, the size of the kumquats were like this, and honestly, if you bit into them straight away, you'd spat it out. It was so bitter, and there's the difference in the size now. But the sweetness is just amazing, and look how much, like the branches are so heavy with fruit, so the quantity and the quality is definitely increased because of the SoiLife.
I'll just have a little taste test. A little bit of tartiness, but just beautiful.
Now the other thing I want to show you, that I'm really excited about, is the lemon tree. We actually put SoiLife on the lemon tree, and what actually happened was it shot this huge branch off, and from the weight of the fruit, I can't lift this branch, it's that heavy, from the weight of the fruit. Now we've picked a lot of fruit off this tree already, and one of the things I love too is we didn't have to use any chemicals. You can actually look at how beautiful and clean the fruit is. There's no little insecty things and scale on it. But just the volume, once again, of fruit that we got compared to last year when it had no SoiLife.
What a difference have you seen with the soil, from the soil building going on, and what's happening down underneath the soil here?
Well, definitely before we met you, Dave, we kind of like had no hope with this garden, because literally we couldn't push a crowbar into the soil. Like my husband, who's quite strong, couldn't get the crowbar that far into the dirt. It was that hard and compacted. So this is what it looks like today after some SoiLife, of course. I, a girl, can do this. And look at that.
So we can see at least 8 to 10 inches down, this crumbing is still happening. So that's opening up the soil and allowing air around the roots, which is really important because air contains 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen. So we have this wonderful aeration and suddenly availability of food for the plants. We had a look at your garden and the lemon trees.
Yep.
Now you're sitting on quite a nice property here.
Yeah.
You put some on the paddocks?
We have. There'd been a fair bit of chemical used here over about the last sort of probably decade or so. So we just applied some SoiLife, and what we just found is the different mixture of pasture that we have now compared to when we arrived. Like you see less ground and more different choice for the cattle to feed on. Also too, during winter there's no dung beetle activity because they all go underground. And we're just finding that the pats break down a little bit easier than they normally would in the paddock. So obviously that's got something to do with the microbes as well. But also too, if you had a look at farms in the area around here as well, with the amount of rain that we've had in the last 12 months, this should be a quagmire, but it's not. We just find that the water absorption has made a huge difference now, that the actual water just doesn't run off the actual paddocks, it soaks into the ground, and we retain the water way better, and obviously the pastures stay a little bit fresher than they normally would.